Yo, people, welcome back to a new video, and it's your boy, Big Steph. You know that. And I know I've been gone for a long time, especially with the Arsenal videos, and I missed a lot of results because I think the last video I made was that we're gonna win the double. And since then, we've been through some sticky times as Arsenal fans, but nevertheless, this Wednesday, tomorrow, when you see this video when it goes live, should be tomorrow, we play Manchester City in the biggest game in Arsenal's history and probably almost 20 years. We're going for the Premier League title, and I'm not gonna lie, as a young Arsenal fan, as a fan who wasn't there to experience our last title run, it's kind of weird this season has been for me personally. Like, you've had a lot of highs, but recently it felt like the lows just get lower and they hit harder. But today, I'm going to give you a reason as to why we're going to win the Premier League this year. Stay tuned.
Stuck inside a maze, I've been up for days. Cartings on my face, no, you can't see a thing. But I see all the hate and the fake ass niggas talking in my face. But I cannot be phased, I gotta be brave. Provide for the fans so they don't have to slave. Mom told me behave, but I'ma wild out till a nigga in the grave. I'ma wild out till a nigga in the grave. I'ma be a great
Alright guys, before we get into anything else, the last three results for Arsenal, here I'm gonna read them out to you. We had Liverpool 2-2. We went 2 goals up ahead in like 10 minutes at Anfield. And we threw it away. We gave away a goal right before halftime, and then with constant pressure, we managed to keep them all second half right into the end. And who else but Bobby Firmino to get that last goal? He always scores against Arsenal, especially at Anfield, but we digress. That game has come and gone. The game after that, West Ham, another game we were up 2-0 early, cruising. Literally, we were in that game. I was literally watching that game and didn't think anything would happen. I was even telling my brother, I'm looking for looking to get my goal difference up. I'm looking to get 5, 6, 7s in that game. Come away with a 2-2 draw. Do the same thing we did against Liverpool, so we didn't learn our lesson. And the poor result in the title run, and then the massive 3-3 draw. Now let me tell y'all about that. The 3-3 draw for me was like, wow, how did this even happen? Especially when we're down 3-1. When I saw we were down 3-1 with 10 minutes to go, I literally thought we were down and out when we gave up on the title. But the fight back from the boys proved that there's still some sort of fight left in this team. Still some smidge of fight left in this team, and we're going to keep battling to the end. So do not give up on my boys yet, because I haven't given up on you. Please, come on, boys, and get this result tomorrow. City's last 3 Premier League results, way better than mine. Let me just read them out for you. Liverpool 4-1 win at home. Southampton 4-1 win away. Leicester 3-1 win at home. And that's in between beating Bayern, 4-1 on aggregate in the Champions League. God damn, City have been on impeccable form. That's also in between winning the going to the FA Cup final. A treble is really on for City. So right now, we're at our lowest while City are trending up. We're trending down while City are trending up. And that's really never really what you want to go into. But a game of this magnitude, sometimes form doesn't really matter, especially when there's so much depending on it, especially for both clubs. Both clubs really in this instance. But also too, since the Sporting game, a lot has gone bad for us in terms of injuries. I mean, we were lucky enough to get so far in the season without a lot of massive injuries. Yes, we had Jesus out for months and months and months. And we had little niggles around the squad, but it didn't deter us. We kept pushing on, we kept pushing on. We made signings in January, and look up, we're still able in a position in late April, to still say we can win a Premier League title, and it's still in our hands. However, though, we've lost both Tomiyasu and Elneny injuries in that short space of time. We've also lost Saliba to a lower back injury, all happening. I think the more Elneny injury was earlier, but Tomiyasu and Saliba both went out against Sporting in that game, early on in that game against Sporting. If they stay on the field, who knows? We probably get the win against Sporting, but hey, can't cry over spilled milk, you know. But yeah, those guys, I think Mo Elneny and Tomiyasu were out for the rest of the season. Tomiyasu and Elneny, sorry, were out for the rest of the season, and Saliba was trying to push and come back. I saw him training on Mo Elneny status on the bike, but again, like I said, Mo Elneny is out for the rest of the season. So him training with Mo Elneny didn't really give us a good update. It was just some kind of hope that he could possibly be back. But with recent updates from Arteta saying that no Tomiyasu for this game. So we move. The good sign is last game we did not play with Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka was out through illness. Granit Xhaka is reported to be back for this Man City game. I report if only thing I was illness, he'd definitely be back for the Man City game on Wednesday. That's gonna be a 100% for sure. And on City's side, City only found one injury for City. Only saw Nathan Ake was injured. Nathan Ake out with a thigh problem, excuse me. It's a possibility. I didn't see any return date for him, so we'll just see. I guess he might be. I don't know if it's a bit of mind games from Pep or if he's legitimately not going to play. We'll have to see on Wednesday when the game goes live. But let me just give you my reasonings as to why I think Arsenal will win this game. 2 reasons. And then I'll give you my predicted 11 predictions for the game. And there you go. Why I think Arsenal win this game. In that game against Southampton, I saw something that we got something from Arsenal that we wouldn't have got if we won all 3 of those games. And that's a question of character. I feel like if Arsenal won all 3 of those games and they went into it, yes, with confidence, yes, on the back of good results, I still think part of me just feels that the complacency would have hit them there and it probably wouldn't have gone, it probably wouldn't go in our favor. But for some reason, after that Southampton result, I just feel like something is niggling inside of me saying, we're going to go to the Etihad and do something. No, I'm saying a win. I want a win, but that could also be a draw. That could also be a draw is not really a good result for us. It's really kind of doesn't do anything. Still gives us a 5-point lead, but City have 2 games in hand. If they win those 2 games in hand, they'll be champions. So we need to win. There's a niggling thing in me saying that we will win, though. And that question of character, especially the fight back from Odegaard, even though he was having a poor game, he still wanted the ball. Saka, first half was shocking. Against West Ham, he was poor. Missed the penalty, unfortunately. That's my boy forever, regardless. But Southampton, I saw second half, he was taking the ball, driving at it. He had a goal and an assist in that game. You see Martinelli continuously pushing. You had Trossard off the bench. You saw Jesus train. You saw everybody give 1,000% effort, even through the mistakes you made. And I see that even when the chips are down, you can still count on these boys to fight to the very end. And that I can respect. That I can actually respect from the side, especially knowing that they're dealing with so much pressure and a very young side dealing with this pressure. I can really, really respect that from these Arsenal boys. And there's a reason why I think Arsenal win is because we finally got back Granit Xhaka. Like I was telling my brother in recent days gone by. Our midfield with no Xhaka and Partey in it, the midfield we have right now, Odegaard, Xhaka, Partey, the balance there and the chemistry there is so magical that it works and it's rarely thrown off. When Arteta tries to mix and change with it, you saw what he did with try to have Vieira in it. That did not work. I think you need someone alongside Partey who's gonna help do a lot of more defensive work with him as well as get forward. We definitely need an 8. as well as Odegaard to link up. We need someone to link up on the left-hand side like Odegaard does to do with the right-hand side. And we also need someone to be the destroyer in there to help Partey. And I thought Xhaka does that role magnificently. Unfortunately, I don't think Fabio Vieira could do that role, so I would like Xhaka to be back. Smith Rowe hasn't got a lot of game time. I would like Smith Rowe to get some game time, but I still don't think Smith Rowe could play that role. I don't think we have players in our squad right now that can play that Xhaka role such as well as Xhaka does, and which is why I think we really need Xhaka back. And I think us getting back Xhaka is going to be a main reason and a main counter if we win this game as to why we do win this game, because it's going to help balance about our midfield, especially going up against a Man City midfield who has looked so dominant over the last couple of weeks. We're definitely going to need it, especially going to the Etihad. It's going to be a fucking crazy atmosphere. So Xhaka back, that leadership, that strength, that character, talking about more character, all the lads coming together, that's going to be needed. Especially, also Xhaka plays especially a big part in the way we want to set up. If you do play Zinchenko, and Zinchenko moves into that in terms of the Xhaka role, and Xhaka pushes up probably more and helps create and makes that fourth person up there with the front three and Martin Odegaard, that also gives us a bit more. That's when we really want to get on the ball. We really want to impose ourselves. When we start doing that, I think we look a better side. We have runs from midfield. We have players wide. We have better link up. Like when that is happening in the side, you see the best Arsenal. And I think without Xhaka, we still try to do that, but that solidity in midfield is where we've been conceding 7 goals over the last 3 games. That's absolutely shocking. 7 goals in 3 games, and I did mention this. I knew clean sheets were going to be a problem. And I did not expect it to get this bad, but it's gotten really bad. It's like 5 or 6 games without a clean sheet. No Arsenal has gone. This is really bad. It's really bad. But there's another reason I think Arsenal will win this game. Third reason I think Arsenal will win this game is because they have no Nathan Ake. Now, I've watched Nathan Ake put in a brilliant performance against Bayern Munich over these 2 games. And with him not there, I think Saka could probably get at whoever they're playing on the left back. They could play Laporte over there. They could play a 3 and have somebody drop into the 5. And drop back into a 5. Who knows? I don't know who's gonna play there, but I think Saka could get. I think Saka could really get at whoever plays left back, especially Laporte. I think Saka could give that left hand side for Man City some problems, especially our right hand side. Our right hand side has been the most prolific right hand side in the Premier League this season. You have Bukayo Saka double-digit goals and assists. You've had Ben White having a brilliant season. Now Odegaard comes over there ever so often to create and link up and make that triangle of hell for opponents. Personally, I think our right-hand side might be the best in the league right now, especially with the way we play. But especially when I think Nathan Ake is going to be out, I think it's going to be we're going to get some joy down our right-hand side, but we just got to exploit it, wait for perfect timing, and take our chances when we really get them. Now for predicted 11s. My predicted 11, I'm going to go Ramsdale in goal. I'm going to go Ben White right back, Holding and Gabriel centre backs, because I don't think we're going to have, again, there's definitely going to be no Saliba, and Holding is the next best guy. I don't think, and we don't have Tomiyasu to play right back, so so there goes our options. So I think our back 4 is pretty. There's a toss-up. I hear people giving a toss-up between Tierney and Zinchenko. Tierney last game at Etihad, he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad at all. He gives you that defensive solidarity. But going forward, does he give you enough to win the game against Man City? That's going to be a challenge for Arteta to find out. What do I think he's going to do? I think he's going to play Zinchenko, because Arteta has shown in his time as Arsenal manager, when stuff works for him, he rarely tinkers with it. He rarely takes someone out and puts them in unless he has to. And I think Zinchenko is going to have to play, especially coming back to his old club, being that big person character. He's going to want to play Zinchenko to have that character out there in the field. Midfield 3, I think the midfield 3 is pretty obvious. We're going to go Partey, Partey, Xhaka, if Xhaka is indeed fit, and Odegaard in the 10. And there's been also a bit of a debate between if Trossard should get the start, and if Trossard does get the start, who you should take out. Now, I'm a big fan of Trossard, and to be honest, I really do want to see Trossard in this game. But I don't think that anyone can be displaced at the moment. You have Saka on good form. Jesus came back from injury, scoring goals. You don't really want to offset that. And Martinelli is our top scorer in the league with 15 goals. So, can you and he scored in the last game. Saka scored in the last game. Can you really take him out? Can you really find a space for Leandro Trossard? I mean, the only time we see Leandro Trossard starting on Wednesday is if Xhaka's not back. That means he'd probably get a chance to play in the 8, because who else is going to play in the 8 if we don't have Xhaka? Because I don't want to see Fabio Vieira play in the 8 against Man City. I'm just going to call it spade a spade. So yeah, that's the only unfortunate way Trossard might start in this Arsenal side right now, because Trossard has been absolutely amazing, absolutely outstanding in his time for Arsenal with 7 assists, like the most assists in that time, I think, with a hat trick of assists against Fulham. Absolutely, what a player Leandro Trossard, what a signing Leandro Trossard has been for Arsenal. But it's unfortunate that he can't get the start in this upcoming game. That's the 11 I have. I mean, there's hope. There's slight hope. I do believe in the lads, and I do think Arsenal win this game, but it's time for predictions. All right, so prediction time. I gave you all Arsenal's last 3 results. I gave you Man City's last 3 results. I gave you the injuries. I gave you a possible 11. And now we come to what I think the score is going to be. My head says there ain't no way this side is going to win. But my heart says do not give up on the boys just yet. And the boys, I don't think, have given up on the title, so there's no reason I should give up on the boys as yet. However, though, they must win. It's not we could take a point. It's not we take positives away from a loss. It's not we take positives away from a draw even. We must go there with a game plan and win. I think the game will have goals. Both sides, I think the game will have goals, because I do see us scoring at City, because if I'm being honest, City don't keep clean sheets either. But Arsenal definitely don't keep clean sheets, and I don't think we're going to keep a clean sheet again. It would surprise me if we do. I would love if we do. Especially going up against Erling Haaland. Fucking hell, Erling Haaland. What do I think? I say Arsenal win this game 3-2. I have an Arsenal 3-2 victory versus Man City. This will be another tennis ball match. Arsenal all season have just been throwing up games of the season. Games of the season, games of the season, games of the season, games of the season, games of the season. We don't stop it. You know why we keep doing that? Because we can't stop conceding. Games of the season, time after time after time. But boys, let's roll one more time. For all the marbles, let's go and win the Premier League title from here on out, boys. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for supporting. Leave y'all predictions down below. What do you think will happen again from Arsenal versus Man City? I will be dropping a match reaction on the channel from for the game. And right now, I'm just gonna relax, say a prayer, and hopefully we can bring home the league title this year, because I've been wanting it all year. It's what I wanted since August. It's literally what I wanted since August. And I think we could do it. Come on, you Gunners. Peace.